Welcome to 2024. Happy New Year, guys. What better way to start the year than with a tour of my current desk setup? It's been just a little over 3 years since I moved into this apartment and had a dedicated home office and studio space, which was pretty much a spare bedroom that I converted into a home office. This setup is where I spend the most of my time. It's my main desk for everything from working as a product designer to editing videos and pretty much where I run this channel. Last year, I managed to change a few things here and there as my needs and tastes evolve through the years. I've had a couple of these items for years and spent quite some time using them to the point where I can share my experiences and opinions about them and properly tell you what's worth getting and what's not. Speaking of items I've had for years, I got this 4K 38-inch LG monitor in 2020, which is one of the oldest items on my desk. The LG 38WN95C is a 37.5-inch curved monitor with a 21:9 aspect ratio and a refresh rate of up to 144 Hz, which is more than ideal for gaming. I really enjoy editing on this screen because the colors are so accurate as it came factory calibrated. I tested it and I can see a wide view of my timeline when editing, which helps me edit faster and get a lot more done. It has a peak brightness of up to 450 nits, and for anyone who's concerned about the curve, I can see that it's not noticeable and doesn't distort anything on the screen. Honestly, this is such an amazing combination of a productivity and gaming monitor, but I am looking to upgrade this monitor as it's beginning to show its years. So if you haven't guessed already, this monitor is heavy, which is why I have it attached to the Ergotron HX monitor arm. This monitor arm is quite pricey, but compared to the number of monitor arms I've tried out in the past, this has been the best with the capacity to hold up to 42 pounds, meaning that when it's time to upgrade this monitor, I won't need to change the monitor arm as well. Be mindful because this monitor arm has a chunky base compared to others on the market. If you're working on a smaller desk or a desk with not a lot of depth, you might want to consider something with a less chunky footprint. With a monitor this wide, you'd rarely ever need a second screen or a second monitor because you can fit up to 3 windows on this screen. Usually 2 is ideal for me when working. Sometimes I find that I like having a video playing in the background, and for that, I either use my 12.9-inch iPad or this 16-inch LG Gram portable screen. The LG Gram screen, which I mostly use at the gaming setup as a second screen when testing out streams, is by far the best portable screen that I've used with this quality, with 2 USB-C ports on either side and a side button to control brightness. It comes in super handy on days I choose to work away from my desk. Moving on to the desk, this is a 70 by 30-inch standing desk from Autonomous, which is an older model of the smart desk. I got this way back in 2019 when I decided to create a work from home setup and finally move all my stuff away from the dining table. I swapped out the original tabletop for this all-white wooden top as I noticed that the original desktop was really getting old and starting to swell up in some areas. I honestly have no idea why. Also, let me know in the comments if you've ever experienced something like that with your tabletop. Right in the middle of this entire setup is the OgehE Gather. I recently swapped out my previous desk shelf, which was from a company called Grovemade in walnut. I absolutely love the combination of white, black, and walnut with some textures at this setup, and in my opinion, the Gather looks great. Now, I was gifted these desk accessories for a collaboration reel over on Instagram, and I just totally fell in love with the look and feel of these materials, including the fact that the entire system is modular, so you don't need to get every single item and can just combine accessories however you like at your setup. I call it an organization system because, well, you can get the shelf with a couple of desk accessories to go with it, like this MagSafe accessory, this container which holds all my memory cards and smaller items, this for sorting out pens and markers, and the OgehE analog, which I'll talk about in a bit. One thing that sets the Gather apart from other desk shelves I've tried is that each surface is magnetic, which makes keeping things in place so easy. It also helps store some items I need quick access to, like my audio recorder when filming and my audio interface, which is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 Gen 3 with 2 mic inputs, 48 volts of phantom power, their air feature, input levels, and finally direct monitoring with headphones or studio monitors. I will be upgrading this in a couple of weeks to the newer Solo 4th Gen, simply because, well, I worry about damaging the cables, especially because of the way they are bent all the way forward to fit into the IOs in front. which might introduce some noise as opposed to the Solo 4th Gen, which has its IOs at the back of the interface. Also, I learned that the Solo 4th Gen has cleaner preamps, which I'm looking forward to trying out. Besides connecting my microphone, this audio interface also connects my speakers, which are the Kanto U4 desktop speakers. Now, I'm not much of an audiophile and mainly edit videos, so these work perfectly for me. They are portable, offer both Bluetooth and auxiliary connections, and are just so easy to control either directly or with its dedicated remote controller. I previously had them on low profile stands, but I swapped those out for these Kanto SP6 HDW stands, which I think are better leveled towards my ears. These are great, and what I use with my monitor to monitor audio when editing or just watching videos. My microphone of choice is the Electro Voice RE20, and while I know these are overkill for Zoom calls, it's perfect for recording voiceovers and other videos where I sit and talk in front of a camera. I tried a range of microphones and decided on the RE20 because I prefer the way this microphone sounds and just the tone of my voice when using this. And if you're curious about what that sounds like, it's what I've used throughout this video. Also, it's a straightforward connection to the audio interface with no cloud lifters needed. I have this microphone on the Elgato low profile arm, which really helps just keep the desk clean and minimal. Underneath the desk shelf is this G Drive 12TB hard disk, which honestly I have a love-hate relationship with. On one hand, it's reliable, portable, and fits perfectly under the desk shelf. And on the other hand, it's just so freaking loud once it's on. Just listen. The G Drive is where I store all my footage and backup for videos after I'm done filming or completing a video project. Off to the side is the native Union wireless charging base, which ensures that all my devices are fully charged, including this really cool charging spot for my Apple Watch. There really isn't anything fancy with this, and well, with its size, you can charge most devices that support wireless charging. On the right side is the OgehE analog, which I bought over 2 years ago. There's something about having a physical to-do list or a productivity system, and it's so rewarding going through my day, checking off items as I complete them. This helps to keep my most important tasks top of mind each day. It comes in 2 shades, walnut and maple, and this is the walnut version, and also with 3 cards: today, next, and someday. I can honestly say that they've really helped boost my productivity while knocking off daily tasks. Speaking of productivity, this is my Elgato Stream Deck Mini, which I mostly use to trigger certain shortcuts. Like this button, which turns on the D&D feature on all my devices and immediately turns my screen black for moments when I want to record videos at the desk and wouldn't want any kind of screen reflections. I've also mapped certain functions to other keys like this one to launch ChatGPT in my browser. I like how much flexibility this device gives me, and I'm still diving deeper into more functions that I can add to this. If you also use the Stream Deck for productivity, I'd love to read in the comments about how you set up your device and how you're using it. To control all lights in the office, I got a Google Nest Mini right after my previous Amazon Echo died on me. This gets a job done when it comes to home automation, and I think it's much better than the old Echo device. However, I do miss the listening after feature on the Echo that keeps it listening for just a little longer, so that I don't always have to trigger it by saying, well, you know what. I am a fan of custom mechanical keyboards, and I do have quite a few in the office as a result of my love for building keyboards as a hobby to help me chill and relax. I'm currently using the Mode Sonnet, and here are my configurations for this build. These feel and sound great to type on, and here's a sound test. I have them paired with this Logitech MX3 mouse, which is probably the oldest device on this desk. I've tried a couple of others, including the Logitech G305 and the Razer Viper Ultimate, but I keep coming back to the MX3 for editing and general work, despite it being the heaviest of the bunch, which I do not mind, as I think the others are more geared towards gaming and feel a lot better for that purpose. On the left side of my keyboard is the Torbox Neo, which comes in clutch while working in Photoshop, Lightroom, and Premiere Pro. While it's not limited to these 3 softwares and can literally be customized to work with a wide variety of design softwares, these are the ones I use the Torbox with the most. I got it primarily to help me edit faster and tweak colors accurately while color grading, with some level of precision that I'm not able to get with a mouse and keyboard. Every single device on this desk is connected via this CalDigit TS4 hub with a single USB-C cable to my MacBook Pro M1 Max, which I have mounted behind the monitor to reduce any kind of clutter with this monitor mount I found on Amazon. I'll drop a link in the description below if you'd like to check it out as well. I have my laptop spec'd out with 64 gigs of RAM and 4 terabytes of storage, which caters to all my design and editing needs. All my peripherals rest on this Grove-made felt desk mat in dark grey, and I'm impressed with how durable this has been. I also like that when I need more desk space, I can simply slide the entire mat away. These peripherals get light from either the BenQ Screenbar Plus, which I've owned for over 3 years and really does the job well, or my main light, which is the Amaran 300C that I have mounted to this filming rig I built to save me some floor space when filming in this studio. And if you're curious about other lights around the desk, they're from Philips Hue and LiveX, which helps with some biased lighting during long late-night editing sessions. Underneath the desk is this footrest from Human Scale and the mobile storage cabinet, which is a total mess. It holds all my filming gear, cables, and other miscellaneous items. I don't want to show you guys how messy it is, so you don't judge me. Moving on, I usually place my Ableton Push on top of this cabinet so I can easily reach for it when I want to practice making some lo-fi music. I love lo-fi, and I'm currently learning to make the type of lo-fi I enjoy. While it's sometimes okay to tape things underneath the desk, I do find that cable trays like these make upgrading anything at the setup way easier. That way you won't need to fiddle with the tapes and can simply just tuck cables and power bricks into that tray. As for my headsets, well, I tend to shuffle through a few, but I keep reaching for the III TMA2 HD wireless headset. These headsets are modular, which means that any part of this can be upgraded or replaced. It's insane. I absolutely enjoy using them while editing, and it has a full playback time of up to 16 hours when fully charged. One thing to note is they are not noise cancelling headphones, and I find that I rarely need noise cancellation while working at home, except when traveling, which is when I reach for the Apple AirPod Pro Max. Honestly, I really love working here, settling in at 8 in the morning and just churning away. One thing that makes sitting here for hours enjoyable is my new chair, the Hayworth Very. I swapped out my 2-year-old Hayworth Fern for this because I really like the breathable mesh backrest, lumbar support, and the leather seating pad that's super comfortable. The lumbar support that comes with this chair helps prop my back up and ensures that I maintain good sitting posture throughout the day. I set lofty goals last year with the kind of videos I wanted to make and share here for you all, and I feel like while I got my foot out the door with some of those videos, there's still a lot more that I've got coming up. I really hope that you enjoy this desk tour, and I'm in the process of updating this space while testing out some new tech products, so stay tuned for more and see you in the next video.